welcome back to another episode of 3 for 3 with On the Mark Archery. I'm Coach Mark, and we're going to be talking about a couple of basic fundamental principles today on the range. We're going to be talking about alignment, stance, and nocking the bow and arrow, and what a beginner would need to know. So probably the most important piece of equipment we actually have on our range is the simplest. And I'm referring to the stretch bands that you see here in this video of one of our classes using them to warm up. Okay, the stretch band is just a simple latex tubing. You can make your own if you don't have one. You can make it out of rope, out of string, or something similar. And you basically just want a loop that you can reach out and draw back with to kind of simulate the motion of shooting the bow. The purpose of it, of course, is to practice what it is like to shoot the bow without actually releasing an arrow. Olympic athletes use these to train and warm up with, and they take it so seriously that they may do between 800 to 1,000 repetitions a day to warm up and get the muscles flowing and get that great flexibility that they're looking for. Okay, remember, the stretch band is going to help you with flexibility, but also muscle memory and alignment. And above all, when you're practicing, make sure that you resemble the letter T, especially with your shoulders. So keep that in mind as you practice. Highly recommended to do this little piece of homework assignment, whether you're a youth or an adult student of ours or someone who's just looking to practice recreationally. Very simple, 20 repetitions, a 30-second hold at anchor, and 5 follow-throughs without actually using the stretch band. Today we're going to be talking about how to align your feet for a better stance and more consistent shooting form. So the first thing you want to do when you're up here at the shooting line is find out where your bullseye is that you're aiming for, where your target is, and specifically the yellow. And once you have that alignment, a good tip is to actually take out an arrow, lay it across your toes towards where the bullseye is, and then align your feet up to that line here on the floor. Imagine the arrow pointing directly at what we're trying to hit. You see that line, and then physically stand up next to it like this. You're going to have a good consistent stance each time for the angles. Now the other thing is with the stance, try to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart in the spacing, and your balance should be about 60% on the balls of your feet here, and 40% on the heels. So you're a little bit more upright with your posture, as opposed to leaning backwards too much. Another good tip to think about when you're considering the stance is to keep your core tight and your posture upright the entire time so that you're getting a better foundation when you're doing the motion here and shooting the bow. So after you knock your arrow, just double check again, make sure nothing's moved. Any last minute adjustments should come now. And your balance is correct. Your lower body here, legs are straight, feet are still shoulder width apart, and the core is tight. Now you're ready to get in a good sideways stance like this and proceed with the shot process. Very important to make sure that everything is identical from shot to shot. Your core, your legs being straight, your feet at the exact angle that you set the arrow line up at. And just keep in mind, whatever you're aiming at, that should be your arrow alignment. So sometimes it's not always the bullseye in class.
The part that I'm pinching with my fingers here, called the knock, will hold the back of the ear there. Little rubber arm here on the bow called the arrow rest. You guys see that, right? Little rubber arm there. Pointing end forward, is going to slide up the arrow rest, and the back of the ear is going to snap on right below the yellow ring on the string there. So you can click like this. Arrow's there. If you notice the feathers, there's 2 red, 1 white. The one that's different, the white one, always points away from the bow.
Keep in mind that if the single colored vein or feather is going the wrong direction, it's going to hit the arrow rest and interfere with the shot as it's leaving the bow. So thank you so much for watching, and definitely share the video with anyone who's just picking up the sport now. Like I said, trying to get into it, kind of a passive recreation activity. when times are in shutdown here. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Be safe.